All right, let's jump right in. We're going to be talking about something that's on pretty much everyone's mind. How in the world do we navigate the future of work?
So let me ask you something straight up. Think about your job right now. The skills you have, where you see yourself going. Is that career path you're on, is it really built for what's coming? It's a huge question, and today, we're going to unpack it. Okay, so first things first. We have to get a handle on why it feels like the ground is shifting under our feet, professionally speaking.
And look, this isn't some far-off prediction. The source material is crystal clear on this. We are smack dab in the middle of a massive technological revolution. It is happening right now, and it's changing, well, everything.
So what's driving this whole thing? It really boils down to two huge forces you hear about constantly: automation and artificial intelligence. You know, these technologies are getting better and better at doing all the routine stuff that, not too long ago, could only be done by people.
And this is where our personal career worries connect to something much, much bigger. This isn't just about your job or my job, it's about figuring out the future of work for literally everyone on the planet.
In fact, it's directly tied to the UN's Sustainable Development Goal 8, which is, this global promise to make sure there's decent work and economic growth for all. So yeah, figuring this out isn't just a personal nice to have, it's a global priority.
So, if the entire game is changing, what does that mean for all the career advice we grew up with? Well, that brings us to Section 2, because frankly, the old playbook is totally obsolete.
This quote really just cuts right to the chase, doesn't it? The source material says it flat out. That whole idea of getting one job and staying there for 40 years, yeah, that's disappearing. The game has fundamentally changed.
And this chart just nails the whole shift. You see, in the past, what really mattered was being good at routine tasks, having some specific technical knowledge. But now, the focus has completely flipped. The real value today is in the things machines can't do: thinking critically, coming up with creative solutions, and using emotional intelligence to work with other people.
Which leads us right to the solution. If the old skills are getting automated away, what are the new skills that make us, irreplaceable? Welcome to Section 3, your new human-centric skills.
The logic here is actually super simple, but it's really powerful. The more that technology handles the predictable, boring stuff, the more valuable our uniquely human abilities become. Employers aren't just looking for people who can follow instructions, they're desperate for these skills.
So what are we talking about exactly? Well, the source points to these as the absolute core skills: critical thinking, for solving those messy problems that don't have a clear answer; creativity, for connecting dots nobody else sees; emotional intelligence, for leading and collaborating with other humans; and the big one that holds it all together, adaptability. That's the engine that lets you learn and change as you go.
Okay, so we know what skills we need, but the million-dollar question is, how do we actually build them? How do we stay relevant? This brings us to the most practical part of this whole explainer. Section 4, you've got to adopt the learner's mindset.
Because really, this is the question, isn't it? It's one thing to know change is happening. It's something else entirely to have a real strategy to deal with it.
And that strategy is lifelong learning. Now, don't get spooked. This doesn't mean you have to go back to school for another degree. It's about making learning a constant, small habit. It could be carving out 30 minutes a day to read up on your industry, taking a short online course on that new software your company's rolling out, or, and this is a big one, actively looking for projects at work that push you out of your comfort zone.
So here it is, your practical playbook straight from the source material. It's 3 steps. 1. Really, truly get your head around this new landscape we've been talking about. 2. Be super intentional about building those human skills. That can mean volunteering to run the next team meeting to work on your communication, or maybe joining a project with people from another department to boost your collaboration skills. And 3. Stop thinking of career planning as something you do once. It has to be an ongoing process of tweaking and adapting.
And that leads us to our final and I think most empowering section. This is about taking back control. Section 5, your future is your design.
This is the ultimate mindset shift. Your career isn't a single path you have to find and then stick to forever. It's something you are constantly building and rebuilding. It's this dynamic process of figuring out what you love to do, seeing what the world needs, and finding that sweet spot where they overlap.
And if you take away only one single thing from our time together, let it be this. Your degree, your current job title, that stuff is temporary. But your ability to learn, to adapt, to grow, that is the only real career security there is.
So I'll just leave you with this one last question. It's not about what you already know. The real question is, what are you going to choose to learn tomorrow? What will you learn next?